Now, we've got an amazing health story for you this morning because a 3-year-old boy with a rare, debilitating condition has become the first person in the world to be treated with a gene therapy developed in Manchester.
Ollie Chu has Hunter syndrome, which causes progressive damage throughout his body. His parents say the treatment has given him as close to a normal life as possible. And our medical editor, Fergus Walsh, has more.
This is a story of hope.
The future for Ollie seems very bright, and hopefully this means more kids will get the treatment and, the future will be bright for them.
How science is taking on a brutal inherited disease.
We're so happy, so pleased with his progress. His results are amazing.
And what the new treatment means to those affected.
It's really amazing how this treatment had achieved and how he is so different now than before.
Oliver, just check your temperature. Thank you, that's a good boy.
Oliver has Hunter syndrome, also called MPS II. A faulty gene means he can't produce a crucial enzyme. This means chemicals build up in cells, causing progressive damage throughout the body. Usually only boys are affected by this rare inherited condition.
Boys, when they're born, usually look really well and healthy, but gradually over time those chemicals build up and they gradually cause each part of our body, our bones, joints, brain, our airways to become more and more diseased. Usually wheelchairs are required by the end of the first decade. The average survival was in the teenage years.
It's December 2024. Oliver has flown with his dad from California to Royal Manchester Children's Hospital for the start of a groundbreaking medical trial.
And everything's a race against time for us. At the end of the day, we just want the kids to be, healthy and have a more normal lifestyle than they have right now.
Oliver is having his blood filtered to remove stem cells. These special cells are going to be tweaked, genetically altered in the lab. So these are Oliver's stem cells. It's taken just over 3 hours to collect them, but this is just the first stage. Oliver's cells are transferred to labs at London's Great Ormond Street Hospital. Scientists use a harmless virus to insert a working copy of the faulty gene into each of Ollie's stem cells. The gene gives instructions to the cells to start producing the missing enzyme, which should get to all parts of the body, including the brain, with the aim of halting further physical and neurological damage. It's February, and Oliver is back in Manchester, this time with his mum.
We have to get bag one first.
His genetically altered stem cells are here too. Deep frozen, the cells are slowly brought to body temperature.
Hello. Starting now.
And this is the big moment. The infusion of the gene therapy. Oliver is the first child in the world to be given this one-off treatment to combat Hunter syndrome.
That's us done. Yay!
Researchers at the University of Manchester and clinicians have spent 15 years developing the gene therapy.
So having an effective treatment that deals with all aspects of Hunter syndrome would be utterly life-transforming for families. It would mean moving from a constant life of medical interventions and slow decline and an early death to a life where there's hope.
Ollie, you want to go play?
3 months later, the entire family is over from California, including Oliver's brother, Skylar, who's 5. He also has Hunter syndrome, but was too old for this trial.
1, 2, 3.
Skylar receives a weekly infusion of enzymes. This helps prevent damage to the body, but they don't get to the brain. By contrast, Oliver has been able to come off all treatment because the gene therapy is working.
I want to pinch myself every time I tell people, you know, Oliver is making his own enzymes. Every time we talk about it, I wanted to cry because it's just so amazing.
My wish upon the star is for, you know, Skylar to be able to get the same treatment. As devastating as the news was that both kids had MPS II Hunter syndrome, with this gene therapy, it feels like Oliver got a reset in his life and gets to start, you know, with almost a fresh slate, you know, and that's why I want the same thing for Skylar.
The trial is funded by a medical charity, LifeArc. Unusually, there's no pharmaceutical company involved. 9 months on, doctors remain cautious but are thrilled. The ambition is it could be a permanent fix for Hunter syndrome.
We're so happy, so pleased with his progress. His results are amazing. I've been waiting 20 years for this to see a boy like Ollie doing as well as he has, and it's just so exciting.
His speech has gotten exponentially better, his mobility has gotten better, his agility, his cognitive, everything from his learning curve hasn't just gone up, but it's like shot up for that. So like no more medication, no more infusions, like as close to a normal life as we can give him at this point.
That's extraordinary.
Yeah, that's all we dream for, you know, for both our kids, honestly.
Ollie is one of 5 boys who are part of this world-first gene therapy trial. It's early days, but if successful, it would transform their life chances and give hope to other families affected by this rare and often devastating condition. Gene therapy is making huge strides in tackling rare diseases, so the outlook has never been so promising. Fergus Walsh, BBC News, Manchester.
What a story. And look who's here. Yes,
Hi.
it's you. It's the man himself. It's Ollie. Good morning, Ollie.
I say,
Hey. And his
Hi,
dad,
Ollie.
Ricky Chu, and Professor Simon Jones is here as well, who we all saw in that piece. Simon's a consultant paediatric inherited metabolic diseases in Manchester,
Hi.
which is a long title.
Yeah.
Yeah, Simon is easier.
It's fantastic news. Welcome. It's so great to see him looking so well. How's he doing?
he's doing wonderful. We're about, what are we now, 9 months post-transplant, and he's been amazing. His growth, his speech, cognitive, he's very active, his mobility, all the symptoms from Hunter syndrome have been corrected.
So in that 9-month period, how do you live? How are you caring for Ollie, and what are you looking out for?
Mainly, we're just making sure that he wasn't getting any major fevers, any infections, things like that. And we got his blood tested a lot to make sure his enzymes were coming in and everything that he needed. So a lot of doctor's appointments, a lot of labs. We have an older son that has Hunters too, so a lot of back and forth with the doctors and medical team.
I love the fact he's giving fashion advice
Yeah.
to
I need it.
Professor.
Yeah.
Yes. It's lovely to see the bond between the three of you, because you've had to work so closely, haven't you, with the medics.
Oh, right. I mean, one of the first full words that Ollie said was Simon, but he said, Myman, because we saw Simon so much, and we're very grateful for him.
Simon, can you put into words for people who are watching this at home what this breakthrough means?
So I've been looking after boys with Hunter syndrome for about 20 years or so now, and there's been some successes, but also lots of bad days. And so we've been trying for a long time, really, to get this idea, this gene therapy, off the ground and into treatment. And there's been, as I said, good days and bad days with that. But to see our first patient, Ollie, treated and doing so well means the world, really.
Yeah, because we can hear all about the science, and Fergus explained it really clearly and really well there, because it's so complicated, and yet at the end of the day, it's also just really simple, isn't it? It's about giving better quality of life.
Yes, yes, and that's, you know, you can try and control everything and think you've planned everything, but in the end, it's about a boy and a family who take a chance and have faith that, you know, they can trust us and move forward. And, you know, he was the first person in the world to ever have the treatment, so we needed to all be sure that we could, you know, trust each other and communicate well.
When you say, Ricky, when Simon says, you know, take a chance, how much of a chance did it feel like when you had to decide?
It was a huge, I don't want to say gamble, but I mean it was, because he was going to be the first patient. But at the same time, you know, there's very limited options for Hunter syndrome. And, you know, with this being available, it just felt like, you know, you just take what the universe gives you. You know, we have 2 boys with Hunters, and that's what the universe handed us. And, you know, we're very fortunate to have Skylar in a trial, and then for this one to open up. And Simon, when we first met, there was a very short amount of time to get consent and get everything lined up with the medical team, the hospital, and he did everything he could to make that happen. So he's been very transparent, the medical team, the doctors, everyone's so accommodating that, you know, we felt comfortable, even though it was a huge gamble for us as well.
And a lot of disruption as well, because you live in Southern California.
Correct.
The treatment has been here in Manchester, so you've had to do a lot of travelling and a lot of change.
Yeah, I mean, we got used to it. The boys, you know, we try to make everything fun for them because, you know, they spend a lot of their time at the hospital. So Manchester has a lot of museums and a lot of, you know, kids' activities we take them to. We joke around that he's more British than he is American now because he spends so much time here. The last time when they did the transplant, I think it was about 3 months, my wife was with him. So that was a very difficult time for our family to be separated, you know, and I was taking Skylar to his treatment. So, but it was something we talked about as a family and said, you know what, we're going to do whatever's best. You know, we'll sacrifice this time, you know, for the better of the future for both boys.
Simon, Ricky mentioned they're having to make a decision really quickly. What is the time pressure here?
So the time pressure for us really is that it takes some time for us to deliver this gene therapy. We have to schedule everything, make sure that Ollie's the right patient, collect the cells. The gene therapy happens in a lab, and then we give the cells back. So we need to do all of that and be delivering the treatment, the enzyme, to his brain before he starts to deteriorate. And this is a progressive disease, so we have a really tight window. And of course, he's the first kid in the trial, so we don't really know what that window is either. So
come on, Simon, draw a picture for him.
While you're explaining the science,
what are you drawing there? You're doing a lovely picture.
You showing
I think
enzymes? Are you showing the enzymes?
Johnny wants you to draw.
Skylar at home, yeah, he misses his big brother.
At home, his big brother, yes. How's he doing? How's Skylar?
He's doing well, you know. Yeah, he's on a different trial.
He's at the hotel.
He's at the hotel.
He's
yeah.
at the hotel. Look, here's a picture of you and Skylar, your brother.
Father.
Yeah.
It's your brother,
Yeah, your big brother. Because and because he's a little bit older, wasn't eligible for this. It's your mummy, your mum, the whole family all together. Skylar's not been able to have the same treatment here in Manchester. But yeah. You're enjoying seeing yourself on the telly, aren't you? He loved it when we started playing the piece and this great big image here behind us. As soon as he saw that, he was absolutely loving it. So Skylar's not being able to do the same trial, but he's having treatment.
He is. He has a weekly infusion. It's a different treatment, you know, and you know, like I tell everybody, you know, like this is one thing was obviously for Oliver, and then you know there's 4 kids after this, and hopefully they all go successful. And you know, I talk to a lot of 100 parents, and this is the goal: is you want one treatment for the child that will help them for their lifetime to give them a normal life, and that's what we want for everybody, including Skylar as well.
So Simon, what is next?
So the next boy in the study is already in transplant and having their treatment, and we're trying to line everybody else up that we can go forward, and then at the end of that we need to try and persuade a drug company to take this on and take it forward, because at the moment it's just a university, a charity, a hospital trying to move forward with this. So.
Which is quite an unusual situation, because sometimes
really
we cover these kinds of trials and they're coming from the drugs companies, but this is the other way round.
Yes, indeed, which has been a challenge. I wasn't grey before I started.
I was going to say, when I first met him, he didn't have this much grey on him.
I looked 18.
He's only 25. It's fantastic to see all of you.
Thank you so
we're
much.
delighted to hear that it's all gone well and that you're doing so well yourself, Oliver.
Thank you.
Thanks, Ollie, for coming in. You've made our morning.
Can we give something to... we made this actually for Simon since it's the holiday season. And this is a little Christmas ornament with him and Ollie on there.
Thank you so much.
From
his first time visiting and his last time visiting. So
Thank you so much.
You can put that on the tree. Shall I just hold it up and show people? I'll tell you, maybe Oliver. Look, it's
that?
put hang up on the
that's
tree.
gorgeous.
There's Simon and Oliver
It's
together. There we go. There's you.
That's not Skylar, it's
There we
you.
go.
Is Simon?
This is friend.
Yeah, this your friend?
Oh,
He's your friend.
Oh, yeah. Mr. Nay. Simon. Yeah. Cool. Give it to Simon.
that is gorgeous.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. Thank you, and thank you, Ollie. It's your present.
Thank
Simon.
you.
better
Thank
take
you.
it.
I'll
Come
take my
on.
present.
We know who's in charge here
Gonna
this
put all his
morning.
pencils in that
Yeah,
case.
exactly.